yeah, sorry about that, guys. Had to do a part two. So he said he, yeah, was upset. He said, okay, we're not gonna get married anymore because that's not how a fiance should act. um you act a fool in front of my friends, like you embarrass me in front of my friends, blah blah blah, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So little did I know that like he was just trying to avoid the whole thing with his girl and this baby and all of that. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was there and I was like, okay, fine, let's get married, let's just still get married, blah blah blah. And we talked through it. And then, I've never seen a guy cry before, honestly. My ex-husband would cry all the time. Like, whenever he did anything wrong, like, he would cry. And, like, because I didn't know then that, like, he was just manipulating me. But, like, he just knew that, like, crying was just gonna make me feel sorry for him, and crying is just gonna melt my heart. And just like, because I don't like to see people cry, so he always used to like cry when he's wrong. And so we did said we were going ahead with the wedding, but I just like couldn't get over the fact with the girl and the baby. And he cried to me. He told me that, like, literally, it was like melt my heart because I was like, I never had a guy cry to me before, like literally. And he was crying, like real tears, like crying. Um, he was crying to say he's sorry, and he wanted to make sure that the baby was his before blah blah blah, which was all a lie. But anyways, at the time I was like, okay, cool. We got over that. We got married. Okay, so once we got married, this man who like used to come home all the time, like I used to be home, so like as soon as he's done work, he's home. Like he's home at 4:15, 4:30, whatever. He started like staying late. Like he will come home now at like 10, 11, maybe even 12. And then he told me like, oh, I had to stay at the office late, blah blah blah. Me, like, being my 20, honestly, like, I think I fell in love with this guy. I think probably it is safe to say it's the only person that I've probably like been in love with, like truly, truly in love. Like I was blinded by a lot of things because I love this guy so much. So he would start coming home late. Then he told me he was at the office. Stupid me, stupid me. Believe that he was staying at work until 11, 12, blah, 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 whatever. Um, so until like he was gone more than he was home. Mind you, at this point, we like weren't even arguing or anything. I didn't get over the whole baby thing, but I felt like it just wasn't, I didn't make it an issue because I was like, oh, one thing, he also lied to me. He told me that he wasn't gonna go to Iraq for a year. And then he told me, oh, I'm gonna have to leave to Iraq in a month. Like, bro, what? Like, you just gonna lie to me like that? So I think that was another issue, and we argued a lot about that because then him going to Iraq would mean that it changes a lot of things for us, a lot of the plans that we have. And I didn't know anyone in Tennessee. All his friends were being deployed. My family member was being deployed. I didn't drive. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, it wasn't even like back then when you had Uber, like this was 20 years ago, or Uber Eats, or it was like, how am I gonna get to the grocery? Like, it was just too much. So the best thing for me was to go back to Jamaica. And I think that like that was a big issue for us because he knew he was going and he just lied to me. So in that 1 month period that he had to go to deploy to Iraq, he was gone a lot. Like he had to work a lot of nights. All of a sudden, a lot of nights he and my family member, she looked at me and she said, "You're so stupid. Like, you really think that man be working?" And I was like, "Why would he lie? He would never cheat on me. He loves me." Stupid me, right? I was in love, child. I love this man so much. But he was like, I love this man because he was like so nice. Like, he was so loving and kind. He was like soft spoken. Like, I would say, I don't know, he was like very romantic. Like, there was not any, I couldn't find anything that I didn't love about this guy. He was just like so nice, so different. I mean, yes, later on I realized that he was very manipulative when he would lie, and he will cry all the time saying he's sorry. Um, but he was honestly like, he just was the man of my dreams. Like, he was at the time though, when I was in love with him, because I didn't know a lot of the things that I knew later. So, I just thought this man was so perfect for me. And I was like, I was always saying, what did I do to deserve this man? Like, this man is so nice. Like, this man is so loving. This man is so caring. Um, but yeah, so only to find out before he was going to Iraq that he obviously was indeed cheating. And I think I didn't make it a big deal. I didn't make it a big deal because by this, he had to go to Iraq, and it was like close to him to go to Iraq. And then it was crazy then, and I was like, I don't want him to go to Iraq stressed. I don't want him to go to Iraq with us being in an argument, whatever, blah blah. So I didn't stress it. So, he left before me. He left to Iraq, and I remember the morning, well, he didn't go out the night before. The night before he had to go to Iraq, he didn't go out. He stayed in with me. He spent the whole night together. Like, we didn't even sleep. We were just like hanging out and watching TV and just chilling and just talking, and just like, it was nice. It was romantic. Then he woke up in the morning, and we were staying at a family. By this, we were staying at a family member house. We moved from his apartment because he was being deployed, and he left his stuff at the family member's house. So he gave up the apartment because he was going to be gone for a year. And so we spent so much time just, talking. And in the morning, he was crying tears, bawling tears, how he's gonna miss me, and how is he gonna do without me for a whole year. So, these men be lying. I wish I knew then what I know now, okay? But yeah, the man was crying, and my family member came to me, and she's like, "Oh my God, that man really loves you. He's crying because he had to leave you." Anyway, so he left. My family member and I went to see him off. So he left. He left his phone with me because I was gonna take his phone back home to Jamaica. So he left his phone with me. And I was gonna take it back home and use it. Chill. No, that's not what happened. I don't remember. The plan was not for me to take the phone back home. I don't know how I end up with the phone. I know he wasn't supposed to take the phone to Iraq with him. But where was he supposed to leave the phone? I don't remember. But I got hold of the phone, though. And I was so shocked to see all the messages. Like, I don't think I've ever felt so heartbroken. Like, I literally bawl. Like, I felt like somebody took a knife and just stabbed me in my heart. Like, when I saw all the messages, like, At one point, oh yeah, we did go to New York to meet his mom and his sister, and I think his brother, because we were in Tennessee, of course. And even on that trip, the man left me and went out to go look for two girls over there. Like, I could not believe it. That man was a cheater, 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 cheater. That man was cheating on me like crazy. I could not believe all the things I saw on his phone, all the text messages, all the emails, um, the all the messages from his baby mama, all the emails. It was just so much. I can't believe, like, this man, like, our whole entire relationship, which wasn't long, it was probably like 4 or 5 months, but still, like, the man just lied to me the whole time. There was no truth. The man was just lying. All the text messages I saw on my phone. So I went home to Jamaica and I was heartbroken, but I didn't want to say anything to him while he was in Iraq, because honestly, it was crazy. People was dying over there. It's not like it is not. It was crazy. We cut, the time difference, like, communication was a big thing. It was hard. It was really hard. So I didn't want to, like, argue with him or go back and forth about all the messages and blah blah blah, whatever and whatever. But I think, I don't know what happened, but I saw some emails. Like, I don't know how I got those emails. That's just, to this day, I don't even know how I got this email. So we were talking. So I would, like, wake up in the hours of the morning to call him, or um to talk to him on the computer or on the phone, because of the time difference. And so I got all these emails from his baby mama, and he was telling his baby mama, "Oh, that's not my wife. Like, um, we're not really married." And that, what else? What did he say? He talked about, oh, we're getting a divorce soon, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, was it the man that was just crying not too long ago because he had to go to Iraq without me? Is that the same man telling this girl, talking about it's not real and we gonna get a divorce and blah 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 and whatever? He's trying to help me and whatever he's trying to do. And so at that point, I feel like it was very necessary to say something. I was like, okay, all hats off. Um, so he used to, like, send me money every month. Every month he would send me money, to take care of me, and to, like, he told me, like, do something to flip the money. So back then, that's the only thing I probably could think of. I had a little bar and a shop, and I rented it, and I was doing okay. The plan was never to go back to school, because after he come back in a year, the plan was, I was going to go back to him and I was going to go to school there. The plan was never to go to school to Jamaica, so he never sent me money to go to school in Jamaica, but he did send me money to open the business and to maintain and myself and whatever. But once I honestly, to this day, don't even know how I got these emails, but I had to confront him at that point. And it just, I think, it just, he just kept denying it. And then it just kind of went downhill from there. It's just like, we were arguing back and forth because there were, like, real evidence, and there was, like, he was just saying crazy stuff in those emails. Like, I was like, who is this person? Like, I don't know this man that I married. And it was wild. It was crazy. Like, I was so heartbroken. I was drinking. My mom was like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, I was drinking day and night because I was so stressed out. Because when I tell you I was in love with this man, I was in love with this man. Like, wholeheartedly in love with this man. So yeah, I don't think, so then it became a thing where I heard from him less. and less, and he would say he's busy, and this got to the point where I stopped hearing from him at all, where he didn't send me money anymore. He didn't respond to my emails. He didn't take my calls anymore. And I'm like, what? Like, what is you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Like, what? But that was it. That was it. That really was the end of it. He didn't call me. He didn't text me. I didn't hear back from him. I think I remember he sent me an email a few months later, and he was like, be honest. You didn't want me. You just wanted a green card, didn't you? If you tell me the truth, I'm gonna help you. I'm like, nigga, what? What, nigga, please? Like, what? Like, we were living together. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's not real about that? But yeah, it is what it is. And then I think a few months later, he sent me divorce papers, which I never signed. And I think that like broke my heart. I think it did. I never signed the divorce paper. I never saw that man. I never heard from him again. I don't know if the family member had said something. So I don't know. I don't want to assume or speculate anything. But it was just so weird because I don't think like an argument, like you have your husband, like you don't have an argument and you never speak to your wife again. That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. So still, I even to this day, like I wonder what happened to him. What was his reason for doing what he did? I mean, it can be because of an argument. Married people argue all the time. So still to this day, I still wonder, what did I do to this man? I wonder what happened to him. A few years ago, I tried to find out if we were still married or were divorced. And apparently we were divorced many years ago. So I don't know. I'm still like, I never forgot about him. Like I think about him ever so often. Like I feel like for a long time I was looking for closure. I was looking for, bro, like what happened? Like, did we just have an argument and I never heard from you again? Or was this your plan all along or something? But I haven't heard from him, and it's like 20 years later or 19 years later or whatever. But I don't think I need closure anymore. But I really do, like, honestly, like, I sometimes think about it. I'm like, what happened? Like, it wasn't anything that serious. You know what I mean? Like, it was an argument. But I don't know. So, yeah, that was my story. But hey guys, I love you so much. Thank you for always tuning in, guys. Please like and subscribe. I love you guys. See you in my next video. Your girl Janja.